What a way to go right there in Australia. It was a good one for the English national women theme. The way they usually sing the song, "It's Coming Home." Is he actually coming home? Welcome to Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It was a good one for the English women. We say what the man cannot do, a woman can do it, and what the men cannot do, the women are doing it better right there in the city of Australia. Now they are through to the finals to actually play another first team. Both of them, this is their first time they will be getting to the final to play the Spanish national women team. Big one coming right there from Australia. Just some moments ago, this game actually went down, and it was a good one for the English women. They did it in style. 3-1 ended after Sam Kerr gave them that equalizer. The heartbreaker, Russo, also got another goal, and it ended 3-1 right there in the favor of the English women. Is he actually going home right now? Until Sunday when the final will come up, we'll now know if he's actually going home, if he's actually going to England or he's going to Spain. The two powerhouses when it comes to football in Europe, and women's football for that matter. The likes of France, the likes of Brazil, the likes of Germany didn't get to this stage, and it's just a good one for the English women. They are the European champions right now. They want to cap it up with the FIFA Women's World Cup. Can they actually do that? It is only Spain that is their stumbling block. And for the Australian, first time into the semi-final, they did well, they hosted very well, they came, they saw, they conquered straight to the semi-final, but they could not get to the final. They've done well for themselves, even though they didn't get to the final. They actually gave a good fight from the group stage, where you have the likes of Nigeria, Canada, and Ireland in their group, and now they progress to the semi-final. And for the English women, they say, yes, we have come, we want to conquer the world. Where it just to looking good. And to join me on the show is Zaba Michael, all the way from Plateau State, to actually do justice to these. For the English women, the Lionesses as they are called, they've gotten to the final to play the Spanish theme. Zaba Michael, well, surprise for the English women, where a lot of persons actually gave them the chance to get to the final. Now they have gotten to the final. What are we looking at between Spain and the English women?
Yes, of course. I remember predicting 2-1. It ended up becoming 3-1. Yes, I predicted in favor of England. Right from the group stages, I had always said that England were going all the way to win the World Cup, despite the fact that Nigeria was on their way to getting to the finals. Yes, I rooted for English team, even though it ended in ugly penalty fashion for Team Nigeria. If only we got that penalty right, perhaps we would have been the team in the finals right now. But I think the English women, or the three Lionesses, are looking towards attaining legendary status, European champion, world champion. I mean, England are the most organized team in this tournament, and it comes as no surprise to me how they are able to get to the finals. Lauren James will be there for them, so it's theirs to lose. I don't think the Spanish will be able to crack this English team.
Okay, the Spanish, you don't think the final will be coming up on Sunday. Now, let's look at it side by side. These two teams, these two countries have not been to the finals before. This is the first ever final for both of them. There's always a first time, and that is it. Because if you look at the way both teams are playing, now, in which area do you think the Spanish women have more strength than the English ladies?
Actually, the Spanish team have a little bit of more synergy. They have this tiki-taka synergy, especially in the middle of the pack. But then, if you look at this English team, they are born of more determination. They have more grit. They have a very solid defense, and of course, they are mentally more stable. They are mentally more ready to deliver the goods. If you check all the departments in the English team, there are rarely any weaknesses. Despite the fact that their best player was out, I mean, they were still able to hold it true so as to give her an opportunity to play in the finals. So I see the English team as a more formidable side when you talk up top to bottom. But midfield-wise, perhaps the Spanish team have a more solid middle in the middle of the pack.
Okay, now let's come back to the game that just the game between the English women and Australia. Where did you think the Australians got it all wrong? Because they were pegged back in the first half, and at the resumption of hostilities in the second half, Sam Kerr gave them that equalizer. Before you know it, the English women took the lead again before they added the third goal towards the ending of the game. The Australians, where do you think they actually, after getting that equalizer, what do you think they had needed to do, which would have given them the chance to even take the game to extra time or probably win it?
Yes, you know, when they got that equalizer, I think in the 63rd minute, the English team scored in the 36th minute. When they got that equalizer, it was as if they muscled the entire strength of not just the 11 players on the pitch, but the entire Australian continent. I mean, they were able to get it. You could hear the roaring, towering sound from the stadium. They felt that, okay, this is it. We have been able to come back from that 1-0 first blood. But then they now relaxed again. And you know, this English team, they are a very disciplined side. While you are relaxing, they will just take advantage of you. And that was why in the 71st minute, Russo was able to do what she did. And then the Australian team, despite the fact that the whole Sydney, Australia, the whole stadium, the whole millions of Australian fans were all behind them, they just couldn't find that cutting edge. I think they were probably exhausted and they couldn't find somebody to do the magic for them late in the second half.
Yes, they couldn't find somebody to do the magic for them. Sam Kerr actually gave it all, but at the end, all could only give them that equalizer. And now the English women are straight out to the finals, where they will be facing the Spanish ladies on Sunday. And for the Australians, they will be playing the third place against the Colombian ladies. And that is how it is as it stands right now. But good one from both teams. And congratulations to all of the 4 teams that are still remaining in Australia. And for Nigeria Super Falcons, congratulations to them also for getting to the round of 16. And every other team that actually participated in the first ever 32 Nations World Cup for women. This is the first time it was expanded from 24 to 32, and now it's going to be like this from now onward. No more 24 teams. It's going to be 32 teams, normal play, just the way the men are playing theirs. And for all African teams that actually represented Africa right there in the World Cup, uhuru to all of you all. Nigeria, South Africa, Morocco, Zambia. Good one. They actually gave it everything they can in the World Cup. Okay, let's leave Australia and come back home right now and talk about some field event. Field event, when I say field event, now Nigerian discus throwers have said they are ready for Budapest 2023. The likes of Onyekwere, as she is called, they said they are ready for Budapest. They want to show like 1 million stars. All the 3 discus throwers for Nigeria that will be representing Nigeria in Budapest, just a few days away from now. The field and track of Budapest in Hungary will actually be hungry for some medals. Now, Abba Michael, all our discus throwers say they are ready for Budapest 2023. That is the World Athletics Championship. Okay, Michael is no longer with us there. For all of the ladies, like I said, Onyekwere and Co. have said they are ready.
Yes.
To, okay, Michael, please quickly talk to us about our discus throwers. They said they are ready for battle in Budapest. That is World Athletics Championship, just a few days away from now.
Yes, I mean, it's a good one for Nigeria. for the fact that for the first time in African history, a nation will be producing 3 athletes for the discus event. I mean, we know Chioma Onyekweru. She won the Commonwealth Games last year, and then I think she's world number 17.
Yeah.
Ashley Anumba is world number 18. Born in 1999. Ashley has been able to win the Nigerian trials, and then of course even the third lady, she also got a bronze medal in the last Commonwealth Games. So that's Obiageri Amechi. Yes, it's a good one for our team. I believe they'll be able to shake tables. All 3 of them were able to hit the cutoff mark of I think 64.2 meters. That's the distance that you must be able to hit before you qualify for the Olympics. And I'm glad that they'll be able to give the top discus throwers a run for their money. I believe that Onyekweru has what it takes, that's Chioma, to even have a podium finish, because she's been very consistent. We saw her in the Commonwealth Games doing the unthinkable, and I'm glad that all 3 of them are world beaters. And like you said, Hungary will be hungry to see them as a pest in Budapest.
Yes, Hungary will be hungry to see them as a pest, because we are going to pest every medal that our hand can hold right there in Budapest. On the 19th, these hostilities will be starting right there in Hungary, a hungry town that is hungry for success. And for all our discus throwers, now let's look at it this way. Discus as a sport is not a popularized sport in Nigeria. Now we just have 3. We need more discus throwers in this country, not just to represent at the World Athletics Championship. Now, what can we do to actually get get other discus throwers out there to join this fray?
Yes, I mean, it's not only discus. We also have the hammer, and of course we have the shot puts. All these are games that involves athletics, field events that involves throwing. In Nigeria, of course, we have Ebukwa Inekwechi. I think he's the hammer thrower for Nigeria. We also need I think we also have a Nigerian who throws 20 in shot put also. So we're actually making waves not only in discus but also in shot puts and of course in hammer event. We need to encourage, especially in the secondary school, those who look larger than their mates. We need to encourage such people to go into throw. They are more they have the physical attributes to be professional throwers. All those people who people laugh at that they are too big in secondary school, they call them mama or they call them baba because they are bigger than their classmates. I would urge anybody listening to me, secondary school, coaches and all that, encourage such students who have a bigger physical attribute to be able to go into throwing events, either discus or shot put or hammer or even javelin. It will give us an advantage to pick the very best to compete at the world level.
Yes, the very best to compete at the world level. All our PhD teachers, I think our education board should revisit PhD, that subject, and then integrate topics that would actually get talents for this country, so that we can have a lot, not just football, not basketball, not other sports, but all these other individual sports. We can also do well in that aspect. And for Chukwuebuka Inekwechi, he will be representing Nigeria in the shot put event. And for Onyekweru and co, congratulations ahead of your exploit in Budapest, in the town called Hungary, that is hungry for success. Okay, let's leave that place right now and stay home proper. Now we'll talk some football matters straight to the MPFL, where the draws has been postponed. The draws for the 2023-2024 league season has been postponed. This draw was supposed to happen on Thursday, but now it has been moved by 4 days forward to 24th of this month, where the draws will be happening. Also, the AGM will follow. Now, when the date was released that the league will kick off 26, I actually questioned that day that if this is going to be feasible. And right now, I think I'm not a prophet of doom, but my prediction has actually seen the light of the day because I know how things are being done in Nigeria. Now, I think these will put teams in some kind of maybe teams that are not even prepared or teams that are prepared already. Now we'll have to actually bring in some setback. But how about Michael, with the move of date, is it a welcome development to our league? Hello, Michael, are you there?
Yes, of course. I still believe it's a welcome development. I see no reason why a league should, the draw should be done when all the logistics, all the modalities have not been put in place. So I see it as a welcome development. It's better they get it right than to try to do it because of a certain time frame. I just believe that Elegbele knows what he's doing and let them just take their time. They shouldn't be in so much hurry. After all, it's just 4 days. I believe that the draws will happen and we'll have little or no setbacks afterwards.
Yes, the draws will happen. We'll have a little or no setbacks. After all, it's just to put all logistics in place. That is why the date, the moving date, was actually recommended, and they found out that they had to put some other things that are not already in place to have for us to actually have a very viable league. Okay, let's leave the NPFL and talk about some transfers and go straight to Europe. And we will be landing in England, where the English women are doing well. And now I want to talk about some transfers in the English Premier League, where Arsenal have actually acquired the services of David Raya on a season-long loan from Brentford. At the end of the day, the deal can't be made permanent if, at the end of the season. But for David Raya, as we speak, he's an Arsenal player. He will be giving Aaron Ramsdale a run for his money. A Spanish goalkeeper against an English goalkeeper. Quickly, Abba Michael, for David Raya, what's your thought about his move from Brentford to Arsenal?
Yes, I mean, if you look at his statistics last season, I think he was able to receive 164 balls from outside the penalty box. I think he was able to receive 54 balls from inside the penalty box. He was able to save 154, and then from outside the box he was able to save 169. And then if you look at, compared to other goalkeepers, he has the best long-range passes. I mean, that's a rare quality you only see in few goalkeepers like the Onanas of this world. I think the way now that he's now an Arsenal player, there is a plan to sign him permanently for £27 million. I mean, Raya is a player, he's a goalkeeper that has really developed. If you look at the English league completely, you can't pick 1, 2, 3 goalkeepers that are better than David Raya. And I think Ramsdale needs to up his game. Because this David Raya I'm seeing, if care is not taken, he may just be the first choice goalkeeper for Arsenal.
Yes, he may just be the first choice goalkeeper for Arsenal. He actually kept 11 clean sheets last season for Brentford. They finished 9th on the Premier League table. They actually pushed for the European position towards the ending of the season. But, you know, the big boys will always steal those positions away from teams that is so-called smaller teams. But good one for David Raya, who has found his way to Arsenal as it stands right now. For Aaron Ramsdale, he needs to sit up. If not, David Raya is just behind to take over the #1 spot. And I would not be surprised if before the middle of the season, David Raya is Arsenal first choice goalkeeper. Good one for the Spanish goalkeeper. Okay, let's leave Arsenal and talk about another transfers. Now we are going straight to the city of Manchester. This time around, Manchester City, they want to launch a fresh and new bid for Lucas Paqueta. Man City is doing everything within their power to capture this young man, a Brazilian. He's a midfielder. They want to add steel and power into their midfield, and that is why Man City is doing everything within their power to actually get this young man from West Ham, £70 million bid. Now they want to reignite and add some money to that amount and see if they can test the resolve of West Ham. But for Man City, going for Lucas Paqueta, don't you think the midfield is already choked up?
Yes, it's already choked up, but we know that the injury room of that Manchester City team is Kevin De Bruyne, and it seems like he will be going for a surgery that will keep him out for 4 months. And we all know that that's arguably the best midfielder in the Premier League. Of course, losing him will really affect Manchester City, and they would need a player in the realm of Paqueta to come and fill in for Kevin De Bruyne in the next 4 months, so as to keep Man City afloat in the league. And of course, we know that Mahrez has left the team. But then we know that they have a star-studded midfield. No team competes with Manchester City when it comes to the midfield. But when you lose a player in the realm of Kevin De Bruyne to injuries, I think it's an immediate replacement that is needed for that Man City team. So I think it's a good thing for Guardiola's side if he really wants to retain the league this season to purchase Paqueta.
Okay, let's quickly talk about these. It also concerns Man City. This tonight they will be playing against Sevilla. Quickly, I need your prediction on that particular encounter. What is going to end that game in favor of who? With how many number of goals?
Okay, I know that Sevilla are a well-organized team, but I still see Man City coming out with at least 2-0 win at the end of the day. 2-0, that's my prediction for Man City.
Okay, 2-0 win in favor of Manchester City, and if it doesn't end that way, I will urge all Sevilla fans in Nigeria and in Spain to actually come and look for you in Jos. They will collect they will collect whatever they want to collect from you. Okay, before we go on the show, we're still staying in the city of Manchester. Let's talk about another player, but not Manchester City right now. The red side of Manchester. They say they are the owner of Manchester. 20 Premier League titles, 3 Champions League, 12 FA Cup titles to their name. You can continue to name it. That is Manchester United. They are keen on getting the Moroccan midfielder Sofiane Amrabat from Fiorentina. This guy is actually a combative midfielder also, and both teams, both the City, Manchester City, are looking for Paqueta, a midfielder, and the Manchester United, the red side, is also looking for Sofiane. But the good thing is this one is an African. He's our own, he's our brother from Morocco. Now Manchester United wants to acquire his services.
Yes, I think it's a good one. If you look at the Man U versus Wolves game, you would see that the midfield was exposed to an extent. I think the Wolves team, Wolverhampton, were denied a penalty. That game should have been 1-1. I don't know how the referees and the VAR viewed that. But nevertheless, that midfield is weak. Mason Mount, Casemiro, and of course Bruno Fernandes. It was clear that there is still needed an extra spark in that midfield, and I think Amrabat will be able to do just that. I think Man U were able to they were able to hit they got it on the chessboard right by going for Amrabat, because that midfield needs to be tightened up.
Yes.
I think it's a good purchase for Man United.
Yes, it's a good purchase for Man United if we actually get Sofiane Amrabat. That is where we'll leave it, Michael, on the show Sports Update. Thanks for joining me on the show, Abba Michael.
You're welcome. Any day, anytime.
All right, that is it on Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Thanks for watching.